Hello and welcome to this channel. This is my first video on this channel, and today I have a list of 60 plus fall crochet ideas. Even though we're kind of already into fall, we're only in the beginning, so there's plenty of time to be able to complete or at least make some good progress on a lot of these patterns. I also feel like fall is such a cozy crochet season, so it's perfect for working on longer patterns and just being able to relax and unwind. I have some cozy things crocheting here, like pillows and blankets, and I've divided the patterns into categories like decor and then clothes and accessories. Also, there are a few paid patterns in this video, but I made sure that I made clear which ones were paid. And the last thing is to get the whole list of the patterns with easy to find links and pictures. I made a Google Doc linked in the description and in the pinned comments for your convenience. I also have the link on the screen for each pattern, so if your device is capable, hopefully screenshotting the screen will allow you to open the link from there. And I think that's everything for the intro, so let's get into it. Okay, so our first category is decor. Like I said before, decor has a bunch of subcategories like pillows, blankets, and some like desk and table decorations. Our first little subcategory in this are these little pumpkin decorations. This pattern is super easy to follow and super beginner friendly and versatile. Here we have another little pumpkin, and this one is a little bit more kind of like a cartoon pumpkin where there are some less grooves and waves, and I think it's great for Halloween and for fall in general and for Thanksgiving pumpkin if you celebrate Thanksgiving. And then if you like the cuter, fluffy kind of plushy look, I also included this pattern. And speaking of, if you guys like any of these patterns, don't forget to visit the creators page and check out some of the other stuff that they've made. And while you're at it, feel free to like and comment on this video and subscribe to my channel. So the next subcategory we have are like these fall leaves, and these maple leaves are super cute. I feel like they look like little stars, and I think they're a great decoration for like a desk or table, or if you put them together to make like a string of leaves. And then we have another maple leaf pattern, and this pattern is a little bit more complicated, but this creator tends to be very thorough with their instructions, and their videos are great to follow. One thing about this pattern that I really like is how the lines in the pattern mimic leaf lines and kind of add to that realism. So this one isn't really a category, but I had to include this pattern because these mugs are super cute. Fall is a season for warm drinks, so this pattern can easily be adjusted to be coffee or tea or whatever special mug drink that you want. So this is one of the most complicated leaves here. It is a coaster, and it has some very slight lace work, but these coasters feel really fancy. And one thing about this tutorial is that it's actually in 2 languages, English being the second one. So if you are an English speaker, I recommend watching the whole thing through before you start and maybe writing down the pattern as you go. The next pattern is a super cute pumpkin coaster pattern. I like how the pumpkins are around the edge and they're like 3D, and it's just really cute how they're just like a little ring of pumpkins around your cup. This one is a 2D pumpkin pattern, so it's super cute to have like a little pumpkin sitting on your desk or your table, and it's another easy to follow pattern. Here's another 3D pumpkin coaster. So just if you want a little bit of a different look, I really like how the stems on this pumpkin are curly, and you just have like a little cluster of pumpkins on the side. This is another one, but for this pattern specifically, I really like how the pumpkins are like standing up on the coaster. I think that's super cool, so I had to include this pattern. Here is another fancy leaf coaster, and this one features a thinner yarn, so be aware of that when you're going into the pattern. And obviously, if you don't want to use thinner yarn, you can use a thicker yarn, but it'll come out bigger than what the creator made. So our last coaster is this cute triangle coaster with this maple leaf trim. I think this also looks fancy because especially the dark one with the golden leaves looks like a cute little golden trim on it. So now we have some fall garlands, and if you're the type of person who likes to hang things on the wall or need decorations for like a party or something, these are for you. I have a couple garlands in this video, and this one is a pumpkin one, and I think this pattern can even be used for Christmas, maybe just with some different colored yarn. This garland has little leaves and pumpkins, which are super cute because it's almost like leaves are falling around the room. And this last garland is more of an early fall, I guess, because the leaves in this pattern are green, but with like red, orange, and yellow yarn, you can make it more fall-like. But this is a really nice garland, and something specific about this pattern is that it's in 3 parts. And there's a video for the acorn, there's a video for the leaves, and then this video, which is actually for the putting it together and making a garland. All these videos are on the creator's channel, and it's super easy to find. The next category of this video is for cup cozies, and like I said before, fall is a season for warm drinks, so I included a few patterns for cup cozies and mug cozies. This first cup cozy, I really liked the pattern that was on these, so I had to include these. If you already have like the basics of crochet down, you could definitely tackle this pattern and make something really cute out of it. This cup cozy is a lot more beginner friendly, so if you're just starting out, this is a great pattern for you to follow, and you can just add something cute to your drinks. This cup cozy also has a really cute texture and pattern to it, and the video is pretty easy to follow along and super versatile, and the creator in the comments will tell you how to change the size depending on the size of the cup that you're making the cozy for. So the cup cozies won't exactly fit for mug cozies, especially if they're worked in around. So I included some patterns for mug cozies because they have the little openings for the mug handles, and this pattern is super beginner friendly. It just features a simple crochet rib stitch. And then I have another mug cozy, which is a little bit more pattern, has a bit more of a texture, so it's just a tiny bit more complicated, but I felt like it was super cute, and again, it's for mugs specifically. So the next category is pillows, and this section features a few paid patterns, but I'll be sure to mention that, and it shows on the screen whether they are free or paid pattern. And all the patterns before have been free. If it doesn't say anything at the top, assume that it is a free pattern. So this first pillow pattern isn't necessarily specific to fall, but the colors are very fall-esque, so I think it fits. And as you can see at the top, it says that the pattern is free, so that's kind of the pattern that I'll be following for this section. This second pillow is a cute little colorwork pattern. I like the little pumpkins, and it reminds me kind of like a quilt because each little section has its own picture in it, and I think it's super cute, and it's very beginner friendly, and it's a great way to learn how to do a little bit of color work and incorporate that in your crochet. This next one is a really pretty leaf pattern, and this one specifically is very versatile because each leaf is its own little square and they are sewn together to make like a big pillow or a blanket or etc., like the creator says. So it can be used for a lot. And another thing is that this tutorial doesn't have any talking in it, but the pattern shows up on the screen and the creator demonstrates the entire little leaf square throughout the whole video. So it's super easy to follow along to, and you can even put your own videos or music in the background while you follow along. So now we are on to the paid patterns. So this is a paid pillow pattern. It's on Etsy, and it's this cute colorwork crochet pattern that says Hello Fall, and it has this cool lineless pumpkin design. So if you're into calligraphy and things like that, you may want to consider this pattern. This is another paid pattern, and I found it unique because the outline of the pattern is actually made using little baubles, which gives a cool raised look to the pillow. Here is another one by the same creator as the one before, but the pumpkins are mini, which is super cute, and again, this is a paid pattern, and I like how this is like a little bit of a longer pillow, and obviously this can be adapted a little bit to any size pillow that you want, and I just think the texture is super cool. So this pillow is actually made using Tunisian crochet, but it was super cute, so I decided to include it anyways. If you've never done Tunisian crochet, don't be alarmed. Tunisian crochet uses a lot of the same movements and techniques as regular crochet, so the learning curve is not too steep. You may need to get one of those long Tunisian crochet hooks for this pattern, and it does feature some color work. So If you've never done Tunisian crochet, you will learn a lot from following along to this pattern. And if you are familiar, then maybe this is something you're interested in. The pattern is really cute, and I like how the stitching gives it a little bit of texture to it, and overall it's a great fall pattern. This cute pillow seems perfect for Halloween with the little pumpkins on the black background, but if you don't celebrate Halloween, then just changing the colors will make it less Halloweenish and more like general fall, but the bubble pumpkins are super cute. Here is another graph colorwork pattern with a little squirrel on it. I think it's really nice and will pair really well with the acorn fall garland that I showed before. This last pillow is also colorwork, but in a bit of a different way. It's made with the corner to corner technique and features crochet clusters. So if that is something you're interested in, it may be worth checking out. So this is our last in the, decor category, and here we have blankets. This category also includes some paid patterns, but like before, I show on the screen which ones are paid and which ones are free, as well as the prices for the patterns. So this first blanket features a beautiful texture pattern for a throw blanket. It has a repeating pattern, so it's good for like stress release or just unwinding. And with some different colors, you can get a really cool look out of this pattern. This next one is more of a leaf pattern blanket. It features some colorwork in an alternating fashion, and it looks super cool to work up, and I think some cool designs could be made with this with some creative color choices. This pattern is a cute sunflower blanket, which is really pretty, and it's actually a vintage crochet pattern. And the written pattern is linked in the description of this video, and it will take you to an Etsy page to download the pattern. But this creator does walk you through the pattern as well in the video, so be mindful of that. This is a paid pattern that features a stitch that does look like leaves. I think it's a really cool and pretty stitch, and I think the colors that the creator chose in this specific picture are really pretty and might be something you want to look into. Here we have a patchwork blanket. I think it's really cute. It kind of gives a little bit of farm vibes, and the pumpkin grading squares work really well in this. And this pattern is also really nice. I like how it's a lighter color palette, and the baubles are really cute. I specifically like how they use baubles in place of a flatter colorwork pattern, and the baubles kind of give like a little bit of texture and make it more visually interesting. Here is a more complicated colorwork blanket. There's a lot of changing colors in this pattern, so it's a little bit more advanced, but I think if you're up to it, this is a great pattern to tackle and learn from, and the end result is super cool. So that's all for decor, and now we are onto clothing and accessories. So I have some sweaters, some scarves, some hats, and all that in here. Starting with the patchwork cardigan. I have actually followed along to this tutorial when I made my own cardigan, and it's super easy to follow and to tweak to make it how you want. Here is a really pretty top, and I think it's perfect for when the months start getting a little colder, but it's not so cold that you need to like bundle up. Next, we have a simple beginner-friendly cardigan, and it's perfect for if you are just starting and want to ease into making cardigans or sweaters. This is a striped jumper, a classic striped sweater, which is just perfect for the fall. This is another striped sweater, but in a wavy style, which I think is also perfect for the fall and adds a little bit of interesting pattern into things. This is a crochet raglan style sweater. I know raglan is something done a lot in knitting, but it's not really something I've seen a lot in crochet, so this was super interesting to me and the reason why I added this in. This is for people who live in places where fall basically doesn't exist, like me. Where I live, it doesn't get much cooler, and it actually stays pretty hot until like December. So this is better if you don't want to overheat, but still want to have that fall sweater vibe. Here we have another simple cardigan, but this one has a cool rib texture on it. This is more of a shrug, but again, for people who live where it doesn't get as cold, I think this is a perfect compromise, and the pattern and texture on this shrug is super cute. This is another shrug, and I think it's pretty fitting for Halloween. I really like the mesh or lace pattern that was used for the sleeves, and I think it's a fun pattern for getting used to making clothing and to have a little something for when the spooky month comes up. This is a classic mesh shrug pattern. I actually used this one to make my own mesh shrug, and it makes the perfect flared sleeves that I love, and the pattern is super easy to follow, super beginner friendly, and all that. This one is kind of a shrug, but kind of a sweater, but kind of a scarf. But either way, I think it's super cute, so I just had to include this one in here. Now we are on to vests. And this vest looks perfect for the fall. It looks thick and warm, and I like the kind of fall farm vibes that it gives. Next, I think this vest is really cute. It has that kind of academic vibe to it, and with school starting in the fall, at least in the US, I think it's perfect for the fall time. Here is another really nice vest. I like the open neckline look to it, and I think it can be paired with a lot like the creator did in the thumbnail. Also in the thumbnail, you can see that this vest has a matching hat, also designed by the creator, and they have a video up for that hat as well. It's another vest by the same creator, but it has more of a preppy look that I think is super cute and fitting for the fall as well. Next, we are on to beanies, and this is a simple ribbed beanie that I think is great for fall. The pattern is very beginner friendly, and it's made to look almost like it was knitted instead of crocheted. This one is a cap beanie for those who want to be warm but also look cute at the same time. This creator is very thorough in their pattern, and it's a pattern that I myself have followed to make my own cap beanie. And this one is a 3-in-1 pattern where you can have different styles of beanies as shown in the thumbnail, and this pattern is super great to build off of and get creative with. So it's a great base pattern and a great pattern for learning as well. Here is an earmuff beanie, and this is especially good if you live somewhere where it does get a lot colder in the fall, so you can keep your head warm and also your ears warm. So now I've included a few leg warmers because they're super cute, not only for the spring but also for the fall. First, I have these flared leg warmers that are super cute and can pair well with some of the sweaters that are included in this video. This one is more of a straight leg, simple leg warmer with a little trim on them, and they're super cute and very beginner friendly. This is a nice chunky leg warmer that almost looks like they were knit, and they're also just super cute, so I had to include them in here. Now I have some arm warmers because when it starts getting colder, we all have to stay warm. Now I have some arm warmers, and these ones are some cute beginner friendly hand/arm warmers that you can accessorize in so many different ways. These are some longer arm warmers, but this pattern can easily be adaptable, and these work for the fall and in the winter as the title of the video suggests. Next, I included some scarves, and this is a nicer chunky scarf that has a rib look and looks really fashionable in my opinion, and it's also very beginner friendly. And this is just another scarf with a different type of texture that you can check out if that's more of what you're into. Last, I have a few messenger bags that are great for school, and as fall is school season for me, I thought I should include them. And this one is another style of messenger bag that I also found really cute. So that's all I have for patterns for this video. I showed 60 plus patterns, and I hope that this video was helpful for you and got you a little bit inspired and gave you some ideas of what you would want to make this fall. Don't forget to check out all of the creators featured in this video, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, like and comment on this video and subscribe to my channel for future videos. Comment down below what patterns you would like to make from this video. Also, follow my Instagram for updates and to see what creations I am making moving forward. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now!